Oh, good God. What a monumental shit show this has been. It's 20 years and $2.4 trillion and like so many British troops and American troops killed and maimed and legs lost and friends lost and brothers in arms lying in fucking bits all over the desert because of an IED, and it was all for nothing. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. Now, one thing I will say is very, very anti-war. We absolutely should not have been there in the first place. There are people who disagree. However, you have to agree that the war in Afghanistan has been a complete shit show from the start, and I was in favour of pulling the troops out. I still am. However, good lord, we could have done it better. Good lord, we could have done it so much better than this. And it is another Saigon. This is another Saigon where we just sort of went bye and just left. We just noped right out of there. And like, even though what was it, about 88 billion was spent training the Afghan army, and all of them just went like, nah, and just left, man. Like all the motorways to all the border points out of the country are all blocked up, and it's not most of it's not civilians, it's the Afghan army. The Afghan army are noping the fuck out of there. They are getting right out of there. Even though some of them are trained by the SAS and the British forces and American forces, and they're gone. They're out of there. And a lot of them, I don't think, even tried. I don't think they even tried. Or the Taliban are coming, right? Better go, boys. And they just abandoned bases, packed with weapons, just packed with weapons, Humvees, MRAPs, drones. The Taliban now has drones now, by the way. So let's just be ready for that false flag. But basically, the Taliban are now extremely well armed. They just walked right into Kabul. They're trying to take the airport, but however, the Taliban were saying that they were nice enough to say that women's rights will be respected. Oh well, it's good. It's good to hear. It's good to know. It's you can always trust the Taliban. You can always trust them. They're very honest do-gooders. The Taliban, so they are. It also turns out, like, among the other things that's happened is there are people that are stranded in the country. Like, Kabul airport was just awash with people. Like, the roads were all blocked. People were running to the airport desperately trying to get the fuck out. They were just trying to leave. And it got to a point, like, one of the videos that I seen that was absolutely horrendous is people clinging to the landing gear of a plane. And as the plane's flying, you see them falling off and like fall into their deaths, man. It's just, this is horrific. It's I will admit, I've changed my name on Twitter to Countatola Al Dankula and everything. And I'm making memes and everything because if I don't make jokes, I'm just gonna like be absolutely blackballed and just wallowing in sadness and bury my feelings in a bottle of Balvenie. But honestly, this is just absolutely horrendous. It's horrible. Also, another fun fact, something that's excellent is you know how the Afghan interpreters and Afghan like intelligence operatives, you know, the people that assisted British and US troops in helping capture the Taliban and stuff like that, and basically they were promised, you know, visas to like travel out with Afghanistan so that they could flee with their families and everything, which was good. A sensible arrangement. You'd be able to take your family somewhere better. None of the visas were delivered, and the Taliban went round to all their houses, dragged them outside, and shot them. And what that teaches everyone is don't help the West. Don't help us. You know, if we come round going, hey, you want to be an interpreter, you know, don't we'll give you a nice big shiny visa, like just tell us to go away, slam the door in our face, don't help us. Don't help us. That's any conflict we're in, any country that we're in, don't help us. That's the message that sends. That's the message that sends. All that's going to happen is we are going to abandon you and you will be dragged outside and shot. That's what's going to happen if you try and help us. And basically, there are still troops there. There are still people there. There are still, like, you know, British citizens, American citizens, and contractors and stuff like that are trying to get the hell out. But this is just every man for himself, absolute scramble. Every man for himself scramble of just everyone panicking and trying to get the hell out. Because even though the Taliban are like, oh, dude, it's a peaceful exchange of power, like, we know exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be a full on Islamic State authoritarian, Islamofascism. That's what's going to happen. There's going to be executions, there's going to be imprisonments, there's going to be torture, there's going to be all of that horrible stuff. So no wonder everyone is frantically at the airport trying to get the hell out. Of course they are. It isn't a case of like this isn't a case of the country's just in a little bit of a economic downturn, economic migrants and stuff like that. No, these people are going to get executed. They're going to get bloody executed. That is why they're frantically at the airport trying to get the hell out. They're so desperate to leave that they're even holding on to the landing gear of planes and falling off mid-bloody air. Like, that's how horrendous and horrible this has gotten. This is a complete shit show. Like, all of that. Like, I remember, like, we went into Afghanistan when I was, 14? Like, I was probably 14. So this war has been going on for like over half my life. Over half my life, this war has been going on. Right? And I remember like some of the old ancient memes about Bin Laden and the Twin Towers and ha 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 and everything on the internet. And like it's just over. It was over. And the beautiful thing about it is people are still trying to blame Trump. People are going, this wouldn't happen if Trump done this, Trump that. Trump's not been president for 8 months, right? I'm sorry, but I mean, I realise that, when a new president takes over, there's a little bit of a grace period of just exactly how much can you blame on the previous administration, right? Like, the pullout, Biden could have just said, no. Like, no, we'll just stay. I'm president now. I can do that. Except the man doesn't even know where he bloody is. Probably thinks it is Saigon. He was alive at the time. He'd been a senator for 2 years when Saigon happened. He probably still thinks it's Saigon. Probably. Goddamn. We're gonna listen, buddy. Like we're gonna do our best. Ho Chi Minh. Like that's the most. He's not even came out and made a statement. America has been utterly humiliated. Not just America, bloody Britain as well. Utterly humiliated on the world stage. Utterly humiliated. It's almost like this is a plan to just like completely blackpill the entire US military. Because the last 20 years of everything they did were absolutely for nothing. A black-pilled military tends to not want to fight for the country that they're from. I'm just saying. It's almost like they're trying to, I don't know who it is, but someone is trying to blackpill, all the students, all the people, all the military, all the police with the ACAB stuff and everything. Because, people that have lost complete faith in their institutions, other country, tend to not want to fight for them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You've got a whole generation of university students that hate their country. You've got cops now who are, starting to hate their country with the defund the police stuff. And now you're going to have an army that's really not going to be happy with, the White House, with its institution. I mean, so a lot of people really don't like their own government. I mean, something like that could really make a nation weak. Really could make a nation weak. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, probably nothing to worry about. Just if I was you, just I'm just saying, and maybe you can learn Chinese on Duolingo.